Hello, my mindful adventures. If you're watching this, this is the companion video for the blog post for this week. The blog post is about loving yourself in the highs and lows, and it is the last week of our self month. So, of course, we're gonna end off with talking about self love. Like, you gotta love yourself in order for this stuff to really sink in, work, and honestly for it to take course, because you can't, like, there's so many things that self-love does for you that literally makes a world of difference, makes everything fall into perspective, and makes everything work out just for you. So we're going to be talking about some of the items of some items. It's like a meeting. I mean, it kind of is a meeting. But we're going to be talking about some of the things from the blog post this week. And of course, if you wanted more information, check out the description. I have the blog post listed. The description. I have the blog post link in the description below, along with my link tree, just like every week. So, without further ado, let's jump into loving yourself in the highs and lows, because there's a lot of things that come with self-love that I don't think a lot of us talk about, because a lot of us weren't taught self-love, and a lot of us don't have self-love for ourselves. I know I sure as hell did not have love for myself, and that's coming from this is coming from a person who's done so much self-work in the last several months. Like, I have transformed into a completely new person. Like, if you met me in the beginning of the year and you like hadn't seen me until now, which I actually had an encounter with somebody who hasn't seen me for a year, and she's like, "You're like a different person," and I'm like, "Yeah, I have gone through a lot of things, processed a lot of things, just developed into a new person." Just in self-love was the thing that made it so much more profound and made it so much more like tangible to like have this life that I have now. I'm not satisfied with the external, but I am ecstatic-fied. I am satisfied with the internal landscape of my life. But I need to get a drink of water before we really, really, really deep down dive into this, because I need water. I haven't drank water today. Got a new Nalgene. I hope you guys didn't hear me gulping. Like, really thirsty. Yeah, got a new Nalgene. You know, it's cute. I got like my stickers on there and everything. I miss my old Nalgene. But anywho, this is nice and cold now. It's time to relax. I got water on my chin. It's time to relax, settle in for a little conversation. All right. Okay. I don't know why I'm acting like this. Okay. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to talk about self-love. I love self-love. Self-love is... I'm probably gonna write a book about it. Just you guys wait. Just you guys wait. Anyway, getting buzzed in the ear. Okay, I'm yeah, sorry if you wanted me to get into it immediately. I'm just weird, and I love being weird, and if you call me a weirdo, I take it as a compliment. I fucking love being weird and strange, because who wants to be normal? Like, even what the fuck is normal? Anywho, so yeah, so many of us learned that love is conditional, right? We were told either through the actions of our parents. Oh, okay, fly away. So we were told through the actions of our parents or the actions of our caregivers or siblings or anybody around us that in order for us to receive love, we had to be doing something that was satisfactory to them. Whether, like, let's say you played a sport or something, or you did some kind of extracurricular activity, and if you didn't come back with like a medal or some kind of win or an award of some sort, like, your parent kind of doesn't say anything to you, and they just kind of like feels like they're avoiding you or ignoring you, because they feel like you need to... I'm sorry, the clouds are so fucking beautiful over there. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. um Fuck it, I'll show you guys. Look at that. Oh, the way back camera is disgusting. My back camera is gross. It is gross. It's so pretty. The pinks and the blues. Anyway, okay. Now that I've gotten that out of my system, I'm just everywhere today. Just know, this is going to be good. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. And this is a little cricket, but I'm a little cricket. Okay, but yeah, we're taught, like, that unless we do something satisfactory for our parent or caregiver, whoever, then we are able to accept love and praise and stuff, and it's such so fucked up, because it's like I have to win, or I have to come back with a medal. I have to come back with it could be classwork too. I have to come back with A's in order to get love. I know so many friends and family members that I've had that have been like, yeah, unless I get A's or I come back with like high grades, like hundreds, not hundreds, but like in the 90s and stuff like that, like I don't, my parent doesn't give me attention, and they'll give attention to my sibling instead of me, and it's like, that's fucked up. And I never understood that, because I was single, my single child, single parent, so it was just one on one. Like, there really wasn't anybody else in the equation. I mean, I had my uncle, my aunt and uncle, and I had my grandmother and grandfather who helped take care of me, but they didn't care about like grades like that. So I mean, also when they took care of me, I was mostly not in grade school, so there was no grades to be had. So, um, but I don't remember them ever really treating their kids like that. Specifically, my aunt and uncle. I don't think they did. I highly doubt that they did. If you're watching this now, I have really high expectations of you guys. Anyway, but yeah, through all these actions of like your parent withholding love from you, especially if you're not performing well, which it's basically like a job performance. Like, you have to perform well in order to get a raise. But that's not how it should be in real life with your kids, especially your kids. You're supposed to love them unconditionally. There's not supposed to be any favorites. You're not supposed to have these conditions set upon your kids that they have to fall in a line in order to receive love. If you are a parent and you are doing this, like, recognize that you are teaching your kid that they have to work to be loved. Do you really want your kid to learn that they have to work to be loved? Just in order to get a hug? An acknowledgement, a kiss, like, what are we talking about? Like, give your kid all the affection and love they deserve. Like, they deserve it all. They are here to learn and grow, and you withholding love for them is just going to make them confused when they get older, and they're confused and they don't understand that I don't have to work hard in order to get my needs met. And love is a basic birthright. We just talked about that last week. Love is a basic birthright. You should be getting love and giving love. Just straight up. Like, babies, they're basically a little bundle of joy and love. Like, I've never met a spiteful baby. Ever. I've never met a spiteful baby. Have you ever met a spiteful baby? I've met babies who are mad, but I've never met a baby who's straight up like angry, like pissed, like mad, like maybe a 2-year-old, but a baby? Seriously, let's talk about it. Um, yeah, there's so many little gnats. They're so cute. The one that's buzzing my ear is not cute. Go away. It's not that it's not cute. It's just that it's loud in my ear. But so many gnats. But yeah, it's like, you were taught through these actions that love is conditional, and like, that's so far from the truth. Like, you shouldn't, have to work to be loved, and you shouldn't have to work to prove to yourself that you can love yourself. Like, you don't have to like do certain things or achieve certain things in order for you to love yourself. Like, you should be loving yourself every day. And we're going to get into the way that you can do that, and I'm also going to break down that a lot of people learn that self-love is superficial, like taking yourself to the spa, taking yourself, like, I know I said stuff on Monday, like taking care of yourself, like, giving yourself like a treat or something, or like your favorite show or something, or reading a book. I didn't say that, but reading a book, anything that you like to do, treat yourself every day with it, which is fine. But there's self-love goes way deeper than that, right? It goes into boundaries, like upholding your boundaries with people so that you can protect your peace, protect yourself, protect your sanity, so that you don't like go fucking mad. Like, like, you can't, okay, it's difficult to love yourself if you only give yourself the external things, like, oh, I take myself shopping. Well, what is shopping gonna do? Like, if you, what if you didn't have any of that? Like, right? Like, let's take away all of the outside stuff. What if you were literally in the middle of the fucking desert with nothing, no phone, no house, no nothing? It's just you out there. However you want to imagine yourself, you out there, right? What the fuck is shopping gonna do to show that you love yourself? Like, there is no shopping center. What is your favorite snack? There is no food. Like, what is, taking yourself to your favorite place? You're in the middle of the desert. Unless that's your favorite place, what is that gonna do for you? Like, self-love, it comes from within. It comes from, like, of course, boundaries. Of course, in the middle of the desert, there are no really much boundaries to be had. But just being glad that you're fucking alive. Like, just being excited to be breathing, your heart is beating, just, and knowing that you have your own back and that you're gonna show up for yourself in every situation. Like, being in that desert, you're showing up for yourself in that desert. There's stuff in the desert besides just sand and cactuses, depending on what kind of desert you're thinking about. Um, and rocks, like I said, depending on what desert you're thinking about. There's more than just that out there. Then, there's things out there that may try to eat you, or try to defend themselves from you, and it ends up killing you, like a snake or scorpion or things of that nature. I'm sorry, I'm like glistening because I'm covered in bug spray. There's so many mosquitoes. um, but anyway, and when you're in that desert, like, think to yourself, like, what can you do for yourself that's going to help you get through it, because you're stuck out there. There's nothing out there besides you, yourself, and you. So when you're out there, like, and when you're doing this, let me reel back in. When you're doing this exercise, like, think to yourself, like, what's something you can do that would help you in that situation? Like, feel good about yourself. Like, would it be giving yourself a hug, telling yourself, hey, everything's going to be okay. We'll be fine. We just need to find resources. We need to find a way out. That type of thing. Like, being there for yourself, not just being like, well, I'm stuck here. I guess I'm just going to die here. Like, what? Don't you want to live? Of course, if you're having you're in a difficult situation where you feel like you don't want to live, but that's a different story. That's depression and suicidal thoughts and things like that, and those are very difficult. Like, don't get me wrong, I've gone through that. I've dealt with that. Like, last week's video, I don't think I really showed my tattoo like that. I showed it kind of weird, but I'm gonna show it. It's gonna be upside down. Okay, nobody get mad at me. But you see my tattoo? The semicolon with the cross, because at that time I was Christian, and I truly believe God saved me, and I felt like it was just the divine, not really just God, at least the Christian God, I should say. And I want to turn the cross into an infinity, because I believe this, the infinite, the infinite universe, the whatever. But aside from that, like, I've been there, I've done that, I've tried several times to end it all, and like I said in the last video, I had this thought in the back of my head, like, don't do it, like, don't do it, like, you need to be here, you need to be here. And I was like, I don't believe that, though. I don't feel that. And I totally get it if you don't feel that, and you maybe you do find yourself in the desert and you're like, well, I guess this is it, I guess I'm just gonna die. I get that. I totally understand that too. Like, I get, like, just laying down and dying, but that's not what we're talking about here. And honestly, like, learning to love yourself will help you through that. And I know it's hard, and I know it sounds impossible, but trust me when I say learning to love yourself is a complete game changer, because at that point, nobody else can tell you shit. Like, literally, no one else can tell you shit. They're literally stonewalled by the love you have for yourself. Like, literally, someone can walk up to you and tell you, oh, you're the ugliest piece of shit in this entire world. You fucking horrible person. I hate you. You always do X, Y, and Z. You a bitch. And then you just look at them like, what? What are you talking about? I've been sitting in this corner doing nothing. I just met you. You know what I mean? Or just, whatever. It doesn't even matter if you've just met them. But, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, someone can come up to you and say the most obscene shit to you, and it does not matter. It doesn't phase you. And that comes with learning how to talk to yourself in a loving and respectful way. Telling yourself, hey, I love you. Hey, I'm not going to leave you. Hey, I'm here for you. I give myself hugs, right? I caress my face because I love that shit. Now, I'm a touchy-feely person. And just being able to be there for yourself in a way that like you're reparenting yourself, like you're being that parent for yourself, that parent you didn't have. Maybe your parent was conditional, maybe your parent didn't show you love at all, and that, excuse me, that is really tough, that is really unfortunate, and I really hope that you can come to terms with they just didn't have the tools or the emotional availability to handle that, and unfortunately they decided to have a child, and that child was you. And maybe they didn't decide, and they tell you that all the time, which is really fucked up. That's really fucked up. And I hope that you know that you are deserving to be alive. You're deserving to be here. And you're such a wonderful, beautiful, amazing human being that's gonna do so much good. Especially coming through all that. Coming through all that, and especially if you have like depression, like suicidal thoughts, like coming through all of that to the other side, like, because I'm on the other side of that, and knowing where I've been, and knowing how hard it was, and knowing how difficult it was, and how many like times I just wanted to just not wake up. Just knowing that now you can tell people like, hey, it doesn't have to be this way forever, and being able to tell people your story and sharing with them makes a world of difference. It changes people's lives. It really impacts them. It helps them. And you don't know who you're going to be helping when you're telling people your story. You don't know who you're going to be helping when you're like letting people know like, hey, this is what I went through and this is how I got out of it. It's a process, and yes, right now it's very difficult, but you got this. You got this. Like, learn to love yourself, set them boundaries, because it's, and because loving yourself is deeper than superficial. It's, like I said, it's deeper than going to the mall. It's deeper than eating or drinking. It's deeper than hanging out with your friends. It's that inner talk. It's telling yourself that I'm not going to abandon you. We're going to set up boundaries. We're going to make sure that our peace is being kept. We're making sure that our needs are being met. If you need someone to, like, for every morning for me, I like to wake up, and I've said it before, I like to get up and meditate. I don't want to be talked to for an hour after I get up. Like, because I literally wake up and then I lay back. I go to the bathroom or something and come back if I have to. Sometimes I don't have to. I just sleep. I just sit there and lay in bed and I meditate. My eyes closed. It looks like I'm sleeping, but everyone knows I'm meditating and they know to be quiet because I'm trying to like get into that deeper subconscious level so I can get that inner knowledge. This is so crooked. I'm sorry. Okay, because I know I'm trying to get to that level of like another level of consciousness that's like deeper than the regular. Like, I'm trying to like deep dive and reprogram my mind at that time, telling myself, hey, I love you. Like, this morning I had a very insightful meditation. I actually got to see my not my higher self. Usually I see my higher self, but this time I got to see my inner child, and I told her, hey, I love you. I'm gonna make sure that I'm taking care of you. I'm gonna make sure that all your needs are met. I'm gonna make sure that you can be the caring, loving, amazing person that you are, that you're able to care for other people, kind, cheer people up, do all the things that you're creative and all those things. And I will be here to help us enforce those boundaries. I'll be here to help guide us so that you can do what you do the best. And I'm getting emotional right now because when I was a child, I was extremely open, extremely caring, extremely loving. My dog wants to be cameo today. Wants to make a cameo. And I was always trying to cheer people up because I hated seeing people upset. I hated seeing people cry. I didn't like that. I still don't like it. But at the same time, like, people have to go through their things, and I had to learn that over the years. But if I can cheer somebody up, I'm gonna cheer somebody up. If I can tell somebody something that's gonna help them, I'm gonna tell them something that I feel like, because sometimes you just like, I feel like I should tell someone, like, sometimes you see somebody and you're like, wow, they're fucking beautiful, or wow, they're like, they look really good, or wow, like, I like the way that they handle this, or you appreciate how they show up in their job. I don't know, because you go to businesses and stuff and you see people working and you're like, I appreciate, and you tell people like, hey, like, I appreciate you. And sometimes you don't know what that's going to do for them. I literally told this one guy, he's been on my mind constantly, but I don't know his freaking name. I don't even know if he owns the store, but I just know every night when I'm door dashing, not every night, but a lot of the nights when I'm door dashing, I go to this guy's shop. And he's always there. He's always there with a smile. He always seems so peaceful. Just something about him warms my heart. And I told him, I'm like, I know this is gonna be weird, but something about you warms my heart. And he just looked at me like, what? But he was also just like, thank you. Like, but what? So like, you never know, like, you never know. You don't know. And for all I know, he might even be going through an argument with his spouse or something was going on at his house. And he felt a certain type of way, but hearing that he warmed somebody's heart, a stranger who doesn't even fucking know him, that's impactful. That means a lot. Like that's not something to take lightly. Like, you just never know who you're gonna impact. Like, maybe someone is in a situation where they're like, I if today goes bad, I'm killing myself. You don't know. And telling them, hey, I think, whatever, something about them you appreciate or whatever, just telling them. Like, you don't have to, like, go out of your way and tell everybody, oh, I like your hair, oh, I like this, oh, I like that. And, like, no, like, sometimes you just get urges to tell specific people certain things. Sometimes you get specific urges to tell people specific things. Act on them. Don't lose the opportunity, because you might never ever see that person again. I live in a small town. There's people that I've seen here, and I wish I would have said something to them. I've never seen them since. This town only has 8,000 people in it. And everybody know everybody. Everyone be like, aren't you so and so? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And I have only been living here for, my family's been living here for, well, my mom, I should say, my mom has been living here for like over 12 years, 13, 12, 13. Some time has passed. And we haven't been living here my entire life. But they recognize me because they recognize her, you know? And there's just like all kinds of, there's whatever, but there's people that I've seen that I've never seen before, and I haven't seen since. And I know that they live here because they're like, I just got off work, I'm going home. And they're in the middle of town. Like, why would you come get gas in the middle of town if you're going home? But anyway, but I'm just saying, like, tell people nice things. Because, like, when you're able to do acts of service, that also is like another, like, way of showing love for yourself. Because when you, like I said before, your words are magic. Like, your words have the ability to change your external circumstances. Like, speaking out loud, your brain literally does not know when you're talking to other people. Like, right now I'm talking to this phone, and I know it's going to reach other people, but my brain thinks I'm talking to myself. Like, you know, my brain thinks I'm like telling myself all these things, and in reality I am also telling myself these things. This is a kind of like a personal conversation that you're here for, but whatever. So be kind to other people. Like, show up for other people in a way that, like, you would like to be shown up for. Obviously, don't walk up to people and hug them if you, especially if you don't know the person, just like, oh, like, and they're like, oh, like, no. Talk to them a little bit. Maybe they want a hug. Maybe, like, by the time you're done talking, like, they'd be down for a hug. I've had that happen. Like, I talked to someone in person. Literally, they were telling me something about some kid. I don't even know this person. They were telling me, I literally walked into the store. I've never met them before. They were just telling me about something random as fuck. And I was like, okay, and I'm listening to them, and then they, like, said some stuff, and I was like, oh, I can actually have some insight I can help with them with. So I gave them my little piece of information, and they're like, oh my god, thank you. They started crying, and I was like, oh. And they came and hugged me, and I was like, okay, maybe they need a hug. I gave them a hug, and then I was off on my way. I've never seen this person before. It was a random ass fucking store. This was years ago. I have never seen them before. You just never know. And, like, that, like, also for me, like, shows me that, like, hey, I can show up for other people. If I show up for other people, I can show up for myself. I can show up for myself. I can show up for other people. Reciprocal, right? And like I said earlier, I was in deep meditation earlier with my inner child, telling her all these things. And, like, you don't have to go into deep meditation, but recognizing what your inner child, like, what you were like as a child, like the things that you aspired to be. Because we talked about inner child 2 weeks ago. No, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And you're showing up for that part of yourself that didn't know any better. You're showing up for that part of yourself that was very confused, didn't know what to do, didn't know better, wasn't quite fully sure, like, how to live life. And so you're able to, like, help that part of you grow and develop. And also, like, you're protecting that part of you because you want to protect that part of you so that you're able to excuse me, so that you're able to live your life more meaningful and more deeply without having a bunch of, like, extra baggage, or, like, having a bunch of things holding you down that you don't need holding you down, because we're here to thrive, right? And thriving is not being dragged down by something you did when you were 5, if you remember that far. Some people don't. Or maybe something you did when you were 12, 16, still a child. and also like learning from those situations and being like, okay, instead of showing like that, because you might be still showing up in that same way, but you don't realize it until you sit there and think about it, like, oh shit, I'm still acting like that kid. I'm still acting like that kid that didn't know what the fuck they were doing. But now you're older and you're like, okay, I know what I should be doing. And then you can bring awareness to that and like really come to terms with like how you're showing up for yourself and other people, because that comes, that defines, your self-love. Just like the golden rule is treat people how you want to be treated, but it goes so much deeper than that. Like I just said, like your brain really doesn't know when you're talking to other people. Like you could be telling someone some horrible fucking shit, like telling them that they're like whatever, but your brain thinks you're telling that to yourself. Like telling someone they're stupid, right? Or telling someone that they're horrible, telling someone, your brain thinks you're saying that to yourself. Just don't engage. Like, especially if someone's being mean to you, just don't engage. Like, there's no reason to. Like, that should be a boundary. Like, just have a boundary against it. Be like, someone comes up to me and they're like, all the stuff I said earlier. I just don't want to repeat it because that was a really good example. Someone comes up to me and says that, and I've had someone come up to me and say something like that, and I've said that before in another video. I just looked at them like, what? And of course, I cried at that point. But now I'd been like, excuse me, who are you? you know? And just like keep going on with your life. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck that jazz. Trusting yourself and your body's needs. So, like, one of the things that I know some people feel like you shouldn't be trusting your body or shouldn't be trusting like what your flesh needs. I'm sorry, but sleep is something your body needs. You need to, take care of yourself. Go to the doctor if you need to go to the doctor. Like take medicine if you need to take medicine. Get work your body, move your body, dance, run, yoga, stretch, fucking, I don't know, sunbathe. Maybe you like to sunbathe. Maybe the sun gives you so much energy. I know it does for me. I just like to sit out there and be like, yeah, give me that sun. Sometimes I need it. Sometimes I just need it, and it helps my mental too. Cause like I get some of that sun going on in my body, in my body, my body, not my booty, my body. But yeah, trusting yourself, for what your body needs, because when you're able to do that, it's another form of self love. You're taking care of the thing that's keeping you alive. So this this flesh suit, right? This body, this meat suit, it needs to be taken care of. It can't be just like expected to work and work. It's just like a car. I mean, it's not your meat suit's not like a car, but for this analogy, it works. Like a car, you can't just put gas in it and go, put gas in it and go, put gas in it and go, and not take care of the tires, not take care of the belts, not take care of the coolant, the antifreeze, the windshield wipers, sometimes your windshield gets busted. I mean, I've seen people drive around with busted windshields. And I'm like, how do you do it? I don't get it. The bumper coming off, with the door coming off, and you just get in the gas, you just get in the thing and go. No oil change. That's the main one. You're not getting oil change. Like what? No, your body's the same way. You can't just put food in it and go. You gotta sleep. You gotta, you gotta get vaccines sometimes. You gotta like get medicine sometimes. You gotta get different shoes. You know what I mean? Choco, sponsor me. No. That'd be cool. I got 7 followers right now. Subscribers on YouTube. Chocos. But anyway, like you gotta take care of yourself. You can't just like expect your body to just run because you want it to. Sometimes you need to take breaks. Sometimes you need to take a day off. Sometimes, you're like, I get 2 days off, but I'm gonna do everything. No. Veg. Veg for a little bit. Sleep extra, a little bit extra. And veg. When I have my days off, I will veg for hours, and then eventually I'll start doing something creative like painting or like drawing or like planning, because I like to write. I like to draw like mock blueprints. They're not the best blueprints, I'm gonna be honest with myself, but I like to do that. That's something I like to do, and it just helps me like envision my future and envision things that I really want to like come to fruition. And doing that on my day off, it's nice. It's honestly refreshing for me to do. So if you have something like that, do it. Like, take a day to do it. Like, take a full 24 hours, you know, obviously sleep in that 24 hours, but like take time to rest because your body needs rest. Sometimes you just need to rest. Like, yes, last night I was like, I'm gonna write a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna get the stuff ready for next week. And then my body was like, how about I distract the hell out of you and you go to sleep? And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing tonight. And I was a little upset, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? Rest is gonna help me propel me forward so I can get the shit done. So I can do all these things. So rest is not a setback. I actually have a whole post on rest. I'm gonna leave that in the description too, on rest. So if you want to know more about rest and that kind of stuff, you can go find that information down in the description. But another thing we also don't do is celebrate ourselves, right? So like earlier I said, just be happy to be alive. Like in that desert, be happy you're alive. Your heart's beating, you're breathing. Some people can't breathe like that. Some people can't just take an inhale and exhale like that. Some people need assistance. Some people need to like you if you can breathe easily, if you can walk, if you can bend over, if you can squat, if you can walk a mile, walk, not run, walk a mile, I think you're doing a lot better than a lot of people. And by a lot of people, I mean people who don't have mobility. I'm talking about people who wish they could. Be grateful you got that. And if you don't have that, like I said, you're alive. It's another day to find something to be grateful for. Like you are living a life. You've lived life up until this point. Some of it may not be great, but we can sit there and think to ourselves like, all right, the stuff that isn't great, what do we learn about it? What do we learn that we can help other people with? Just like I said earlier, for people who are struggling with just wanting to be alive. Some people just don't. And like I said, I've been there. And like you can like help people through things like that, similar things. Like some people, maybe you had a midlife crisis, maybe you're an older person and you're like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know, you know, how much longer I have to live, but maybe you've lived a good, not a good, I don't want to say good because you might not see your life as good, but maybe you've lived like a good amount of time. How about that? A good amount of time. And you've experienced things that a lot of people don't experience, and you want to like help people with that. Help people with that. Don't be quiet. Open your mouth. Just like I said earlier, you don't know when you're ever going to see them again, and you don't know what they're going through. For all you know, they might be like, if one more bad thing happens, I'm gone. You don't know. You have no idea. Um, I just keep wanting to say like, there's this there's this group. It's called Suicide Boys. The only reason they're called that is because they said they got together. They're both suicidal. They were like, they both made music, and they're like, okay, if we put our brains together and we don't hit this off, then we're just gonna kill ourselves. And guess what? They hit it off, and they're still making music to this day. You really don't know what people's ultimatums are. You have no idea, and you also don't know what impact you're gonna have on them. Just like that lady I told you about who started crying. I was like, I did not expect to have that experience today, and I did. And she needed to hear that, and I was there for that, and it needed to happen. You know, and celebrate that stuff, you know, celebrate that life that you've lived, celebrate the life that you know, if you're, you know, younger or whatever. I'm assuming you're not going to die in the next 20 minutes. You know, celebrate the life that you're going to live, like celebrate the experiences that you're going to have, like the mornings you're going to experience, the times with the people you love, or maybe you don't love them, the people around you that, you know, give you some kind of hope, you know, experience that and be grateful for it, because there's a lot of people who are miserable, and maybe you are one of the people who are miserable, but there's stuff you can be doing. There's things you can be doing. Like I said, like being thankful that you're alive, you can breathe. Like maybe you can't see, but maybe you can, that you can see, that you can hear. Maybe you can't hear and you're reading the subtitles here, but you're experiencing life in a different way. I don't know what it's like to experience life without being able to hear. Honestly, kind of scares me. I love to be able to hear. I think not seeing I'd be more comfortable with. That's just me though. Um but yeah, celebrate being alive. Celebrate just another second. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, I get to start my day. I get to do my thing, and then I go to sleep. I'm like, I get to go to sleep. Like I'm just excited to wake up and go to sleep. Of course, I kind of drag in the mornings. I'm not like the most morning person out there, but I'm just excited that I get to actually have a day, to do, or a couple hours or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to die. I don't know. I might wake up tomorrow, be alive for 2 minutes, and then die. I don't know. But I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I get to have this experience and get to like live, and I can share with people and like share my story and share the things that I have to share. And maybe you want to share stuff. Maybe you have crazy ass stories of stuff. I know a lot of older people have crazy stories of when they were kids. Sorry, the thing broke. I mean, the thing didn't break, it died. Mike died. I don't know when this is gonna die, so I gotta be quick. But, what I was saying is, maybe you have stories from, like, your childhood or something that you wanna, like, share. Go share those things, like, people like to hear that kind of stuff. I like hearing stories of, like, back in the day, when people were younger and life was more simpler. I'd like to say simple, because I don't know if it was more simple. They might be. I don't know. Simple technology wise, yeah, but simple life wise, I feel like it's about the same. But anywho, do the things. Do the things. This is what I'm saying. And celebrate your life, and also like remember remember your birthrights. That'll be linked at the end of this video. I'm gonna make sure that's the only video that's linked here. But remember your birthrights, because you have the right to love, peace, joy, kindness, abundance. And you are worthy of it all. Like, you are worthy of this life. You're worthy of self-love. You're worthy of loving yourself. You're worthy of being around people who give a fuck about you. You're worthy of sharing your story. You're worthy of getting your stuff out there. Maybe you draw and it's not that good, but you really love doing it. You don't know what people out here like. Get that stuff out there. Show people. Be like, hey, this is what I do. And people will be like, oh my God, like, this is what I'm looking for. You never know. You just never know until you try. So remember your birthrights. Remember to trust yourself. Rest if you need a rest. Remember to love yourself through the highs and the lows, even when it's shitty. Like, I talked about a lot of low things here. I talked about a lot of things where people would be like struggling to like find love for themselves. Just know that there are people out here that do love you. I am one of those people. I may not know you, see your face, or experience you, but just like someone can be like, my favorite animal is alligators. Or my favorite animal is hippos, and they live here. Not alligators, obviously, are here in America, but hippos are not native to America. And you can be like, I love hippos, and you've never seen a hippo before, but you love hippos. It's the same. It's the same concept. I love you. I don't have to see you. I don't even have to know that you exist. I just know that. Well, I mean, I know you exist. I know you exist. I know you exist. I love you. I love all people. I really do. Even the people who people are like, they're unlovable. I'm sorry. I love them too, because they're teaching us lessons and they're learning lessons, even if their minds are a little messed up and they're not quite all here. It is what it is. People are people. We're all here to experience life together and affect each other in ways that we never thought we could. So I hope that you guys find value in this video. I hope you guys were able to, get information. I know I kept going off on rabbit trails, but I really feel like I need to talk. I feel like I need to make a video specifically about my past, all of the information, and like just go into detail about that. I don't know if you guys think I should. Leave comments down below. I mean, honestly, if you do comments or not, I'm probably gonna do it anyway. I'll probably do it the beginning of August, end of September. My birthday is. Do a special video for that. And I'll just tell my story, because why not? Why not tell my story? It could help somebody. It could help so many people. And I'm sitting up here kind of scared to say it, and I shouldn't be. But anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you guys have questions. I was about to say, if you guys have any questions, obviously you can leave them in the comments. And if you guys want more information, go ahead and head over to the blog post. I'll put that down there. I'll say this week's blog post, and then I'll put the rest blog post underneath it, so you can find that on the website. Those will be direct links, and of course, my link tree will be under there, so you can follow me on Instagram, not Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Well, you're here on YouTube. Why would I? You Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course, if you want to see the website, that will be also listed there too. Also, you can get to it from the blog pages too. I don't know. I'm just being thorough. All right, cool. If no one told you today, and if no one's ever told you, and it doesn't matter because I don't care, I'm telling you, I love you, right? Just like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if I know you, if I ever met you. I love you. I do. I truly do. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Yes, indeedy. Bye!